Well, welcome everybody. Episode 21 of the latest.
Mhm.
The Blackjack. We were in Vegas a few months ago, Brad. Although that seems like so long ago now, doesn't it?
It does. I thought I got an email from the conference like yesterday, and I thought, wow, it's been like a quarter.
Right. And we will be at the AI 4 conference in August in Vegas. They do have just Jeffrey Hinton just confirmed. She had spoken last year. They're speaking again this year. We're doing a session. WITI is. But maybe we could even expedite some of the things we talked about yesterday with, working with some companies there and just kind of go into some of these shows and telling stories might be a great idea.
It would be a great idea. So many people, and the audience doesn't know this, but in the last month, I talked to over 50 guys in our community to get a sharper focus on 2025 and 2026. And it was a fantastic process. And through that, I realized something that I internalized that I'm now saying is that from my worldview, where I've studied and I know business and people at work in a sociology context and writing, like at the middle of that is money and people and message. And that there's a way to communicate your money message, whether it's your individual or your corporate or your team or your project or your pitch. There's a way to share that message that's about the dollars that you're going to bring in and what you're going to do with it and who can contribute to it. That is less about you and your team and where you've been and where you're going, and more about like, if you put in $10, what will I get out? And when will that happen? There's a way to tell that story that's not like hopeful. It's just like, if it works, this is what will happen. It's like a vending machine. You're like, in theory, it could be at the Olympics and a million people could buy a Coca-Cola that day. You're like, that's not real. Let's just say it's a vending machine and 1,000 people are going to use it. It's going to be $1,000. And you go, got it. There's a way to share that message. And then there's a way to share your internal story, which is like, what are people saying at the water cooler? What are people saying in the parking lot? What are people saying when their Zoom is off or their Teams or their or Google Meetings are off? What are they saying to each other? And then how does that, get into the world with your external story? And so absolutely there are people out there that want to find a way to connect their money story and their internal story and their external story, because all three are linked. And if you don't have all three on the same page, quite literally on the same piece of paper, what you're going to find is that there will be fractures in all those stories, and that ends up meaning people leave where they could have kept them, or money doesn't reach the table that you could have held on to, or people aren't hearing the message when they wanted to hear it, and they need your product and service. So part of what we do at the latest is explore the tools and workflows that let you do those things, because AI software has arrived the same way that SMS texting, smartphones, the internet, and email arrived. There was absolutely no looking back. And I think from the last 30 years, you could see that once those tools arrived, no one looked back. Some people showed up late, no one looked back.
Right. And like we talked about last week, right? Just the whole evolution and how everything's here now and exciting times.
It is. Um, there's so much to do. I wonder what is the best to start with. Do you want to start with Canva, Gamma, Claude, Kling,
Oh,
ChatGPT, Manus, GenSpark?
ridiculous.
Yeah,
Do you want to start with GenSpark? Because I think that's
sure.
kind of a newer one. I know all this stuff came out yesterday too, so it's like, right, we're ready. We're not ready again. Write it
All
in
right.
pencil, not pen. I think that's what we can learn from AI. Because
Oh my goodness. That's the slogan of the month, is to write in pencil. Um, GenSpark, GenSpark.ai, GenSpark, is a super agent. Okay. And what it's going to do is give you the option to generate video, images, deep research, telephone calls made for you, and there's more agents. You can ignore the political stuff. This is just a board of not my content. This is just the general feed um, of what people are making with these tools. Um, my understanding is, because here's me, you could upgrade to Plus. I've not done that, right? But you get 200 free credits a day at $0, right? And you get limited access. So try it out. It's free. I have not done this $20 a month thing where you get 10,000 credits a month. So, what do you get? 6,000 versus 10,000? You get priority access, you get access to all the different models. But the thing is, for $20, you would get access to all these things that you might otherwise pay for. And the thing is, it's not just the Gemini images or Flux Ultras or ideograms, which are great. It's the latest video generation models, which is, I mean, like you said, you're writing in pencil, not pen. Kling has since upgraded to 2, which we can talk about. Look at the site can't be reached because it's probably just jammed with people.
Right.
Why can Kling AI not be reached? I wonder. Here we go. Yeah, we'll bounce back to GenSpark, but Kling.
AI.com, that's why, I think.
Oh, this is, yeah, look at that. That's the power of which Kling do I want? KlingAI.com?
I think so.
Yeah, okay.
But that
Yeah, the latest video tools are just astonishing. They're just astonishing. Like this, you can't believe that someone didn't spend $1 million to make some of these videos, that someone spent like 100 credits, which they came free. Like this looks like the best PlayStation game of 2015.
that's a major motion picture.
Yeah, if Guillermo del Toro had his name on that picture, I'd be like, oh, cool, it's going to be something awesome. Uh,
Nice.
so,
Yep.
so GenSpark lets you use, they call it the latest, so I'm going to imagine that when Kling updates, it updates here. But the power of using GenSpark, and I'm not paid to talk about GenSpark, is that they've got all these different things. If you look at all their images, right, you can generate an image or turn an image into video. You can remove background, erase, redraw, unblur, expand, and try-ons. The try-ons are the cool things, right? You can do this in Gemini as well. I think we looked at this on Monday, that you can just give a piece of clothing in a person and all of a sudden you're wearing it. Video generation, right? See, you can see from the drop down here, you can select a mixture of the agents, Kling, Pixverse, Luma Labs, which I've got. Luma Labs is cool, Gemini's Vio, and Hunyan. And you can, boy, this is not my algorithm. I've only used that tool once, but you can take a picture and turn it to video. You can change your aspect ratio. So is it a rectangular, upright, rectangular, across? Is it a square? You can make 3 to 5 or 5 to 10-second clips. And the idea is you stitch those together and then you can auto prompt or prompt it yourself. Deep research. I'm going to guess they use the major tools, but when you look at all agents, you can start to get into these tasks, right? Where it's plan travel to San Diego and AI call for me to make a reservation. So it's that and. It's like, I want to take a trip here, and then you're going to phone them and make it happen. The deep research, right?
Yes.
The fact check, the call for me, book a table at this restaurant for next Wednesday for a birthday celebration, data tables. And then there's the basic ones of chat, images, video, and translation. It's a neat tool. It's worth trying out. It's called GenSpark.
Amazing. Have you used it in action yet, Brad? Or for
I think I have. Yeah. Let me see what I've done. Oh yeah, I wanted to make a logo for a project that you and I are working on.
oh, you use that?
I used everything. When you have these tools, whether it's the free account or the paid account, if I'm making a first entry, I just sort of paste it across ChatGPT, across Claude, Gemini, Perplexity. I'm like clicking, I'm pointing as if you don't know. Grok, which I'm new to Grok and I'm liking it. And I'm not, by the way, I'm not paying for most of these, the free version. And then Manus and GenSpark. And like when you keep all those tabs open, it takes like 12 seconds to just like click, paste, click, paste, click, paste, click, paste. And then I just go through and go, which one did I like?
I love it.
Yeah.
I did just discover you can you probably know this, but you can pin your tabs like in Firefox, and I think you can do it in most of the other browsers. Are you familiar with this?
I might have forgot, but show me.
Here, I'll show you. Right. So just like if I wanted to keep this open, I would just right click on it, pin the tab, and now it
Yeah.
just is open over here on the side. So it's almost like if you took your models of your 6 workflows, just put them there, and
Oh
that way
yeah.
stuff won't get lost in the multiple tabs.
Oh,
Like,
that's pretty good. I
yeah,
like that.
that's interesting, right?
That is.
Great. Well, since I do have my browser open, I'll go right to Gamma. Um,
And
oops,
you're a Gambassador, which means you're an ambassador for Gamma,
I am a Gambassador.
which means you got a free sweatshirt, you got a free water bottle.
I did get a sweatshirt, water bottle, no free account, but
Hey.
I'm happy to pay for Gamma. I mean, to think that I can do all of these amazing decks
Yeah.
with just with ease.
Oh, I remember a couple years ago people quoting like $5,000 to $10,000 a month to make your social posts. That Gamma is now making for $20.
Right.
Like
And we
strategy is different. I would pay for strategy. Just the posts themselves. My goodness, like this saves you thousands of dollars,
exactly.
or or dozens of hours.
Well, right. And that's, they had to charge that because it was hours of their work that was being done.
Oh my goodness, the font matching, the color matching, the icons, the images, the text, copy editing, spelling errors, broken links, like all those things took 10 minutes each for every post, and all of a sudden just the last minute checks took an hour.
For sure. So let me just show
So this is new to set it up. This is new, right? Gamma
this.
launched
This is
something new.
brand new. Tuesday, 2 days ago, they launched the new logo. Um, I like the old logo. Maybe it's because it was on my hoodie and my water bottle. But yeah, it's interesting. But then they kind of gave us a heads up they were gonna do it. I
Yeah.
find that the graphics have a lot more action and people in it. I'm gonna redo this. This is kind of our deck that we're working on for WITI, but certainly some great things. So a couple things I like that I think are new. And again, they could have been added features I just didn't research yet. Like if I wanted to swap out this logo, I simply click on it. You get this sidebar that opens, and now I can pop in a picture I had. I can pop in give it a different prompt to create what the picture is. It did not have this flexibility before. So if I want to create a new AI picture, it also saves all my AI images that have been created. So if I did want to add anything from the past, I can kind of continue to go through all the things I've been working on for the last year and a half. I've been using Gamma, maybe 2 years. I think, Brad, we probably came onto it right when it came out.
I think so. I think either it came through the community or we all just found it independently. I'm going to put this link in the chat, David. If you want to check that out and show everybody in the audience, that's the change log from Gamma that tells you exactly what's new,
I
which is about three of them. Um,
love it.
I know it's so much easier for the brand themselves to tell you what's new. But if you scroll down to, there's like two more, and you can scroll up. So like
Okay, got it. So we've got,
there's one more that's April. There's another one that's April.
yeah, let me make this a little bigger.
Yeah.
Okay, so now changes, car headers, footers. Oh, let's see. AI themed logo, card numbers, easy for navigation. That's interesting. Oh, right. They didn't have that before. People were sharing they wanted that. Custom text. Interesting. I think it's great combination. There's the new Gamma logo, but it is a great combination, I think, at least from just ease of use with ChatGPT and being able to just swap out images. So I'll just show real quick.
Yeah, that was the next card down. It showed you that too.
Oh, great. Okay, good. So then,
Yeah.
right. So here,
So it's AI powered layouts.
right.
Right. That's the thing I have to remind myself. I helped our friend Jay Levin learn Gamma. And in helping him, I learned how powerful it is to just type into the AI bar, make this look better.
Right.
Like
Right.
it's that simple. You don't have to know what like I'm always like, what's the name of that thing? I looked about a website feature the other day. I just typed in the ChatGPT. I'm like, I want this thing to move like this. And they said, it's called that. I'm like, great. I didn't know that. Now I do. But with AI inside Gamma, you could just type in the AI button, the little sparkle logo that everybody seems to be using, that
Right.
colorful star. You know, can this slide be better?
That's crazy. Right. So then should we try it live with this?
Totally, right? You can
So
browse layouts in real time and preview how they look.
right. So maybe let's see. Share this one. And are you putting it up here or on the right?
Yeah, right. You know, it was right there. You had that right menu. And then at the top, there's that second button
Oh,
at the very top right-hand corner,
okay, got it.
right? And then it shows you AI layouts. Because
That's amazing. I did not know that.
I find this is what bogs people down is what's the layout? And like you're not if you're not a professional graphic designer, you just get stuck in it.
Right, which is interesting because here they show them stacked in the first couple side by side. I can look at it, say, do I like that?
Yeah. Right. And it's the stuff you don't know all the features of any software until months in. And all these softwares are changing so much, it's hard to keep up with any of them. Even if you've got a favorite five, it's hard to keep up.
Right. Okay, I think I like this one. So we'll keep that. Interesting. All right, anyway. This is great, Brad. I did not get this. And then for this, if I wanted to add a graphic to this slide, I just say, please add a graphic to this slide. And now it'll see what it comes up with. And the thing I do like about this, Brad, and just the easy functionality they have with this, once I
Hmm.
put it in, if I don't like it, I can always just click back to original and then get back to what it was.
Well, David, that's the cool thing about this new AI image editing from Gamma. If you click that same changelog website,
Right.
that's a cool image with those business people in that like
Right.
neon lit purple and blue hallway.
Yeah, I kind of like it. So talk about Forge, the Lighthouse, the AI think tanks, and the coaching, and
If
well,
you click on that changelog browser tab and you scroll down one more tab, there's the next one. I mean, I'm learning this. This is
wait,
from
where's
like
the changelog browser tab?
it was the link I sent you in the chat.
Oh, got you, got you, got
Yeah.
you. Okay, yeah,
I'm learning about this because this is from like yesterday. You know, if you scroll down right there, AI image editing is here with the
right.
turtle. So now you can change the background with AI without starting over. They're saying it's like having an AI powered eraser, paintbrush, and magic wand all in one, and you can even animate your images. I didn't know that till I just said that out loud.
Wow,
Because like
amazing.
this is so the latest that so much has come out in the last 24 hours. We haven't even had time to look at it other than just to share it.
Right, totally. So maybe this is a good segue into talking about Canva and what they release, because when you say that, it's kind of like the magic eraser, some of the things they have there.
Yeah.
Do you want to take the screen?
Yeah, let's look. So Canva, I was trying to find it online. At the top here, before you upgrade your Canva, um, there's like a purple envelope for anyone who's a subscribing member. There was like a banner and it had like an old school post office envelope, and it was purple, and you had to click it 4 times, and a little musical chime sounded. And when you clicked it 4 times, you activated it. For whatever reason, Canva wants you to wait for the features. I don't know. Um, but what they have now is Canva AI. Okay. And you can just type in what you want. You can say, design this for me, create me an image, draft me a document, or code for me. Okay.
Mm,
And see what you can do, like create a pricing calculator for my services. Right.
wow.
So this says, like, I just clicked it. It says, create a sleek, modern pricing calendar for my business. Start with an example
Give me
for
the code too, huh? That's new to Canva, right? Did it do that
what?
before?
Well, David, I think these are all just GPT wrappers. right? They just put a user interface on top of whichever software they're using. So with I say this almost every time it comes up, with the knowledge that this software exists, you can just hire someone. Like, if there was a website, you could just be like, I want to hire someone for 15 minutes, and could you please just show me this? That would be great.
Yes.
Wouldn't that be great? And you're just like, look, I know this exists, and you could do it in 15 minutes. I'll just give you what you want for 15 minutes, and it's done.
That would be amazing, Brad, because I know we have something like that coming up, right?
Yeah.
Right. And is the URL live yet?
It is not, because
Okay.
this was just yesterday. This was yesterday. I mean,
Seems like a week ago, but
Yeah.
right, since we had our call yesterday morning. Right. Okay. So we'll announce that next week. We can put a
Yeah.
time on, and it'll be great too. And pretty much what we do, we have a whole pool of AI experts in different areas and have different skill sets. So we're just making them available to the audience where they'll be able to book 15, 30, 45-minute segments on their calendar, just if they just want to dive into some of this stuff and get quick fixes.
Yeah, because there's so much stuff that you're like, I know someone could just help me in 15 minutes. Like, you're like, I'm 15 minutes away from getting this, and then instead you have to wait like however many set of days until the person is available and in the space where you are. It solves a real problem. So Canva AI is here. I wonder if there is a what's new button that I'm just not seeing. But
Link your ChatGPT in your Canva account, by the way.
good question. I know there was a GPT from Canva. I don't know that you need to. I think it's just happening inside Canva right now. But definitely people should check out that Canva now has like a make it for me, draft a document, create an image, design for me. So, promote my new bakery, a housewarming, a natural skincare product, right? Like, if we made something up and said, let's make, what's a summer business? A pool cleaning business?
Sure.
For 2025 with a great name, right? I don't know. And here's what's going to do. It's going to create a cool logo. Like, there's so much that business professionals know in the business world, and then there's all these extra layers, and you're like, sometimes I just want to start. I just want something to bring somebody and go like, okay, I brought the professionals and say, we like something like this, and Canva makes it super easy. Claude
Like
playing
Aqua Sparkle.
What's that?
Like Aqua Sparkle.
Yeah. Aqua Sparkle looks cool. So this calculator was made, right? Look at this. Look at this little widget right here. So you could change the duration of your session, and dynamically the price changes. So let's say I want 20 images, but I only want 1 hour of your time, right? And I want a photo album, and I want express delivery, and then that's someone could book that. Like, how amazing is that? For all the people who are like, gosh, that looks so complicated. I just one-clicked that. And it's not even vibe coding. That was one click. And the idea is you would use that in a design, right? So if I clicked use in a design, it's my understanding, and there it is right there, you could just click publish website, right? And when people go, oh, but that's probably complicated too, it really isn't. Like, if I clicked publish website, what I would do, right? Because I've already got the Brain Juice website up, or my other website, you would just make a subpath. So I could just be like, photography, right? And then just one click it, and that would be live. I don't want that on my other website, but they're super simple to set up. And then if you have any kind of business and you're like, gosh, it would be so nice if people could just say how long they booked me and what kind of options I could give them, I could edit all these things, right?
Right.
But it's just amazing. It's just amazing. Like, these things came out yesterday. So who knows what people are going to find and discover. But the ability to type into an AI search bar and say, make this tool for me on my website, make these images, make these documents. The Canva power is that all your color schemes are together, all your fonts are together, and you can click and publish right to your website. So if you're not IBM or if you're not, McDonald's Corporation where you have internal people to do these things, if you're just a viewer of the latest wondering how does this apply to my business, go to GenSpark and do some deep research. Go to all your favorite AI tools and do some research on what your customer wants and have that like awkward conversation at first. Say to it, awkward conversation. I don't know where to go, but I want to end up here. Like I would type that almost verbatim. Awkward conversation. I don't know where to go, but I want to end up where people come to my website and they like what I do. And here's what I know, and say, there's a ton of stuff I don't know. Like I would literally type, there's a ton of stuff I don't know. And that's the way I get the best results out of ChatGPT is just be like, I don't know this, but make me a list of what I might want to find out. And go,
Right.
well, that's a great start.
Yeah, that's great, Brad. I really need Post-its on my computer just reminding me of that. Sometimes I'm rushing through things, but if you just ask it, go a little deeper. Which one do you like? It kind of gives you a whole breakdown.
Yeah. People have been using the fact that ChatGPT now has memory of everything you're typing to say, now that you know so much about me, tell me about me. Have you done that?
Not yet. I did the what is my icky guy one.
Yeah, right.
I think I had shared. I did, but I have not done that longer one I shared with you yesterday. It might be a little confronting about what I
Yeah.
need to do. So I thought I'd wait till tomorrow since it's Friday. Good
Well, I'll
Friday.
put it in the chat for you. I'll put it in the chat. It's now that you can remember everything I've typed here, point out my top 5 blind spots. And maybe, because I know you're the YouTube and LinkedIn posting expert, maybe we could put that in the chat for anybody who's watching. That prompt is a trending prompt. Now that you can remember everything I've typed here, point out my top 5 blind spots.
All
And I'm
right.
gonna, should
Go
we
ahead.
give them the other 2? Because there was 2 more that happened.
Yeah, well, why don't we put those? Should we put those in the YouTube thread? Or we
I
could.
think so. Yeah.
I'm going to do this one now live on the air. What do you think?
Go for it. Right.
Oh, God. Oh, Lord. Take it easy on me, chat.
Right. So now that you've remembered everything, because this is the update is ChatGPT now has a memory of all of your conversations. I think you can delete them, but nonetheless, until you delete them, um, mhm,
Interesting, right?
right.
And that's like, yeah, like we were texting last night. I've got like 4 projects going on simultaneously.
Uh-huh.
Okay. You're
That's
both.
that's the best part is ChatGPT can tell you if you're doing too much.
It's not emotional. It doesn't care if it's hurting my feelings, right?
Yeah.
Ah, interesting.
So it's telling you you have a personal legacy. You have decades with your company. You should be leveraging your legacy.
Right. Interesting. Okay.
Mm.
Fully productizing the genius. God, and then what flashback to was when I got a call from Mark Benioff. God, it must have been like 96-ish on my cell phone. That was probably like twice as big as my head. I was driving down the 17. God, that image just came to mind. What a trip. Not fully productizing the genius. I'm going to go deep into that. High empathy, low guardrails. Interesting.
Yeah. So I put in the chat that you can paste in if you want. Mine offered me a suggestion.
Okay.
Try what I put in the chat there, because this is pretty good. I'd love if other people tried this too.
So
Because
want
mine asked
this
me,
too? Oh,
pardon?
so the one that says want an invert the inverse too?
Exactly. So once it gave me my 5 blind spots, it said, "What are my top 5 power zones that no one else has?" And it's not just about making yourself
But you
feel
didn't
better.
say in my lane, right? Oh,
Yeah,
right. Okay, got it.
yeah, right. That's a good call because it asked me that question. I was just pacing it from there.
Got it.
The benefit of putting that prompt into your chat GPT, now that it has memory everywhere, is that all of a sudden your chat is going to think of you as having 5 power zones that no one else has. And when you're prompting in a project context or a work context, it's going to start guiding you towards those power zones. I mean, those are their words, not mine, but
Right.
it's going to start to see you as a strong person, that you have some strengths, you have some unique qualities. So you're a multi-decade founder level tech ecosystem experience leader,
Love this.
right? You have relational capital that converts.
Right. Oh
You
yeah.
have community times career times corporate times compliance. That's a great overlap, David.
Love that.
Now look at this. It says you've got soul and graceful reinvention. And you're the invisible turnaround engine. Pattern recognition times speed. Very interesting. So then there was one more. There was one final one.
Oh, well, here it's asking me, do I want to drop in a visual version?
Well, let's try this because this one's pretty good.
Okay.
Try that one, right? They're calling it, again, these are ChatGPT's words, not mine, a double mirror audit. It says this is what your clients think they want versus what you actually deliver. And then change. Oh, yeah. Um, so this is interesting. This helps you speak directly to the people that are your clients and customers and target audience. Like this went deep for me. This was really, really helpful.
Right.
Because now all of a sudden, like at the start of the call where I said there's different languages, there's your monetary language, your internal language, and your external language. When you know what you're truly delivering to your clients, then you can evaluate that in a monetary sense and say, what's the true value of that? And where can I go in the next quarter or year or 6 quarters, year and a half? And then you can tell your team, here's where we're going. And now every time they talk externally through any channel on any conversation, they can say, here's what we're really doing. Here's what we're really helping. Here's who we're really helping. And when the results from this prompt aren't what you were hoping for, you can reevaluate, make some changes, and say, what do I need to tell ChatGPT about me or my business or my team or my project? And what do I need to change about me, my business, my team, or my project?
Right.
So
I
what
like.
does it tell you? They're buying a shift in mindset, behavior, and outcomes powered by community, culture, and intelligence.
Yep.
You deliver what McKinsey and LinkedIn wish they could package.
Right.
See, I think that's a very fair statement, David, for that when I hear people talk about McKinsey, it seems like you're getting a 28-year-old recent Ivy League grad who is technically functional, but not world wise, and perhaps just formulaic.
Yep, totally.
Right? And you're a career leader with experience across the entire technology sector.
Right. Wow, I am all that. Thank you, Brad. Right? We forget these things. And when I've coached, I was saying, I think I don't know if I was telling you yesterday, when I coach people, around their career development and stuff like that, one of the exercises is to do like a notebook LM audio about them, and then have them listen to it so they can
Mhm.
see their greatness. They
Yeah.
can see it because sometimes the job searches are depressing and everything else.
Yeah.
But that sounds like I need to do that too.
Yeah. And I think if we can stack what we've been doing today, David, we could say the results of this, you could tell ChatGPT, now I'm going to make a calculator for my website so I can say what prices and hours or durations or outcomes or deliverables can I offer, and then take that to Canva and say, I want you to make me this calculator for my website so I know how to price and sell my services. Like we were saying, so many people are so good, they don't know how to price and deliver their services in like that bite-sized way that, it doesn't feel like too much. Someone's like, I can handle that 15-minute or 30-minute consulting. And the
Yes,
other thing is, David, I'm sure you've gone through this, is people want your time for free.
right.
People want your time for free. And when you go through a process like this and say, what am I actually delivering? What are my greens, my green lights or my blue zones, those places where I just drive straight forward and things are good and people are getting what they need. And then you say, and why am I giving this away for free? Why am I not just productizing this and saying, this is what I'm worth? I'm going to communicate very clearly what you will get, what I think you need. And if you see value, contact me.
Right. And do they even, they'd probably be happy to pay if there was just a mechanism, I think, right?
I think this is what people need, because buying someone's time for 15 minutes tells me if I want to work with them or not, or for 30 minutes, or for 45 minutes, or for 60 minutes, um, in a way that it's not without risk. You're still going to risk whatever you're going to pay for that 15 or 30 or hour, but you're respecting that you're buying someone's time.
Totally.
And I think that that's a pain point for a lot of people on both sides of things. When someone says, "Oh, Brad, you need my services," I say, "Great," and they say, "And then here's this gigantic locked-in contract with this astronomical amount of money," and I'm like, "Ah, I just want to find out if we work together well.
Right, exactly.
I want to dip my toe in the water." And then they say it's not free, and you go, "Oh, I wish there was somewhere in the middle. I wish there was a way to engage someone." And I think that's a solution you and I are working on as we speak.
For sure. Go on a first date. We don't have to jump right into marriage or, other things, right? So I think that's a great way to give value, right? I think
Mhm.
they'll get it. And so I guess next week we'll make the announcement of the website. And since I just said that, that gives us a deadline. I know that there's Easter and Good Friday.
Yeah.
Um, so we'll do it.
Yeah, well, there's so much more that's the latest. I know we said we were going to talk about OpenAI, that ChatGPT now has their newest state-of-the-art models, which it's a whole other thing to explore the 4 versus the 3 versus the mini versus the point is there are new models. You might get a higher quality output, you might get a different output, but if you're exploring on some project or some form of deep research, Gemini has the new model. ChatGPT has a new model. Grok seems to be stronger than ever, and then Claude has been making changes too. So basically, if the last time you used any of these tools, you said, "Oh, it wasn't quite there for me," I think in the last 72 hours, a bunch of them have updated. Um, it's a constant ocean wave to surf. And I think the latest, what we're trying to do is just to say, like, stay above water. Like, keep believing that you are 1 hour away from a very meaningful solution using the latest AI software with confidence that you're not going to break it. Nothing is going to happen. Don't put your credit card into it, your social security number, or people's private information. But otherwise, just try it. You're certainly not going to break it.
Without a doubt. Um, I am putting all this. I did take the text from the transcript
Oh, nice. Yeah.
2 minutes
I love that
ago.
workflow.
Right. I'm putting it into Gamma. Might as well share this while I'm doing it. Creating a deck for us.
So for anyone who's just tuning in to the latest, they haven't seen us do this. David takes the transcript from the meeting we're having right now through his in-meeting AI software. He pastes that into Gamma, and then Gamma delivers a recap of what we're doing, and Gamma has a one-click into LinkedIn. So he one-clicks the transcript into chat, he one-clicks the chat into Gamma, and he one-clicks the Gamma into LinkedIn. And
Right.
inside, what, 8 minutes, David, you've got a complete carousel for LinkedIn that's
Right.
beautiful.
Yes. And I am going for 5 minutes, Brad. I'm going to hit that record with the workflow soon. Because I know we were timing it. We've kind of got off of timing it.
Yeah, well, we sidetracked a bunch.
Exactly. No, but I
So
think that it's good.
when you're doing the transcript from the meeting into ChatGPT, the workflow there would be to have a project folder and say, this is going to be a Gamma deck. It's going to live on LinkedIn. David Leighton is spelled this way. Brad Rochefort is spelled this way. The name of the event is the latest podcast. Yeah.
Although I do feel like sometimes I don't like to tell it that it's going to be for Gamma, because that way, because sometimes I like to give Gamma more raw material.
Right.
Uh,
That's fair. Yep.
right, and even with this slide, we're putting in kind of Laurel Ipson, it looks like text. I could just put.
See here, you can demonstrate the new features. You can AI edit the photo.
Right. So I wonder if I tell it to correct spellings, if that would work.
That's the cool thing about these tools is there's not really a way to break them. Like you might as well try it. Just be like, can this work? Because you end up exploring and finding really cool stuff.
Exactly. I know that I did that right. Let's see if I could just tell it this way.
And we didn't really see too much of Kling 2.0, but absolutely, if you're into video, check out the latest from Kling, Kling, Kling AI.
Do you want to show some of that for a minute, Brad? And then I can,
Sure.
while I'm finishing this, and then
Sure.
I can just show everybody how to pop it into, because that Kling, oh my goodness, what you were sharing this morning was pretty amazing.
Yeah, so what they're showing you here is the prompts from their demonstrations. But a whale dives into the ocean, into the desert, stirring up huge sand waves. Handheld, a starfighter takes off in the rain. Right? So handheld would be the camera, as if like a person's holding the camera with their hand. The girl turns her head to the camera, flowers gently sway. Like it's amazing what is being generated. If I go to their creative studio and it loads, here we go. So introducing Kling 2.0 Master and Colors 2.0 models. It's a comprehensive upgrade from image generation to video generation. So there's multimodal, multi-element editor for flexible adding, swapping, deleting of video content based on text and image inputs, image editing and restyle for more creative controls and image generation.
Amazing.
So what I can do then is I can add snippets of video. I can add images, right? I can swap things in and out. I can delete them. It's improving the aesthetics, right?
Yep.
An oil painting style running, like, boy, that looks like a movie you've seen before.
Yep.
Like it just looks outstanding. So they're higher quality, signature cinematic visuals. There's 60 plus styles for all use cases. It's just good to know this stuff is out there, right? I think the big thing for lots of people is you can have fun with it with your friends and family, but you can also put your product or your company or your brand. But did you see the way like that was super cool if we
That was crazy.
back there?
That was crazy.
Like, so they've taken the girl with the pearl earring, which is a very famous painting. Then they've turned it into a cat, right? Then look at this. They just used the mouse pointer to swipe an area, and then they're saying, "Wears cool sunglasses." So they're just like, this area is now cool sunglasses, and now it's cool sunglasses.
Amazing.
And I think once you have the image you like, you can then use the other half of the tool, the video tool, to make that cat with sunglasses into a video.
Amazing.
And it's available now. And so, like, it's so cool. This is something I made before that this is with their A1.5.
Wow.
I wanted a Voltron style visual. If anyone remembers the 1980s cartoon of Voltron. That's just neat stuff, but that's the old model. The new model is where it's at. All these tools, David, they are just astounding. I continue to say, and I'll repeat again today, the line has now been blurred for anyone that's uninitiated. If you're on social media and you see something, I fully believe that you have now reached a blurry line where you're completely not certain if something is real or not. And the Louis Vuitton suitcase building was the proof of that.
Right.
Right? There's a building in New York City that is 5 stories or more. The entire building is made to look like luggage, and it's hard to tell from a single image if that's AI or not.
Totally. All right, let me just say here, I'm gonna go LinkedIn. We're gonna say the latest with Brad Rochefort and David Leighton, episode 21. I'm gonna hit post. Now, in the past, it had been giving us an issue. I'm going to just copy over the stream link. Copy, because you reminded me, Brad, I did not do that last time.
Right.
Where am I? Here, I think. Oh, no.
We want people to click and watch the show.
Right. So here we go. Here's the link. Let's see if they fix that error it was giving. Right. So when it says post cannot be displayed, don't worry. Because if you just go to your account, you click on your name. Oh, and there's Grant liking that right away.
I feel like AI is a moving train, and you got to just jump on no matter where you are.
Totally.
Right? Like there's no I'll wait for it to stop at the station. I don't think this train's stopping. I don't think that there's going to be a moment where all the software companies pause and say, okay, we're not going to do anything for the next 6 months. I think there are 10 to 20 mainstream major softwares, applications, and platforms, which, if we wanted to name them, we would say it's ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Perplexity, and Grok for 5. And then you would say it's Microsoft Copilot. It's I wanted to say one off the top of my head. I'll go on and say Manus,
Gamma. Yeah.
Gamma, Canva, Miro, Otter, Zoom, LinkedIn, like all of these are going to have embedded in them AI. And I think that there's so many of them. There's easily, with the image generators of Midjourney and Ideogram and video softwares like Runway and Kling, all the Google products. Meta's Llama was the one I wanted to mention, because I think we don't talk enough about Microsoft and Meta as having really strong products, which they do. But I think in that space, there's easily 20 to 25 softwares that are releasing something once a month at least, that there's like 250 to 300 of these rollouts every year. And I'm being generous when I say the big ones, the big parts of their software that are new, because some of these softwares roll out 10 features every 6 weeks.
Amazing,
So
right?
it is amazing, but it's certainly a moving train. You just have to jump on. You just have to say, I'll catch up or figure it out, or I'll never catch up, but I'll at least know what I'm doing with the new and latest stuff. And that's the great thing about the latest, is we're helping you see what is the latest.
Totally. And so a couple of other, what was the first product we reviewed?
GenSpark.
GenSpark. So if you saw what Brad was talking, which do you know which logo it is? I think it's probably this one.
GenSpark is a black logo with white stars and a white underline.
That was it.
Yep.
Playing. Oops. Right. So pretty much once it gives you, it's been giving an error. Go to your page, look at your posts, put it in, just hit edit post, and then you can, you know, tag in your name. In this case, I'm tagging in companies we're talking about. I'll tag in
And this is your workflow from Gamma into LinkedIn with one click.
Right.
Yeah.
And Friday at noon, or tomorrow at noon, WITI LA event, we're going to be going deep into LinkedIn and just showing some of these different strategies. So if anybody wants to come check it out, witi.com/events. The AI4 conference we discussed. Right. So I think it's good when we do these shows to tag in people. And did we talk about the thing we're doing with Brooks and Harvey? If not, I just talked about them now.
Yeah, that's true. We're going to be presenting corporations, groups, teams, and individuals with the opportunity to learn from some of the brightest minds in AI, ourselves included, but especially Brooks and Harvey. Harvey, who's known as Dr. GPT, who speaks globally about the latest of the future. We're providing a very unique opportunity where you're participating in the learning modules, where so much of the online learning is static. Everybody gets a recording. Most people don't finish. You do it alone. There's no interaction with the people who taught you. And I think we're changing that with our model by giving you the opportunity to learn on your own time, but then show up as a group to have real live interaction with the people who are teaching you things, to say like, hey, I'm lost. I need some catch up. Like when Brooke showed us MCP, I was the first one to say, like, if I'm feeling overwhelmed by the amount of information, other people are too.
Right.
But yeah, we'll talk about that in coming episodes, about the ability to participate in learning in a very unique way, which is watch videos on your own, learn on your own time, but then show up together with other people in your organization, with other professionals at your level, and then interact with the people and say, hey, I'd really like to learn this. How do I do that? And get the same consistent voice teaching you where you're part of it, which is so different than just this like, oh, this big company made it for like everybody. It's watered down. It's boring. I got halfway through it and stopped. We want people to learn together in a very unique way. And I'm excited to bring that with you, David.
Likewise. Amazing. Well,
Yeah.
that was most of the latest. There's probably four other things that happened during the show, but I'll say that is the latest because I think also, just we'll close on this. Don't get caught up. Oh, this just came out yesterday. I need to jump on it. Find tools you're comfortable with, leverage them, figure out what your goals are, go through the workflows that Brad shared with ChatGPT that I'm going to dive into now. And have a great weekend and a happy Good Friday or Easter or whatever anybody's celebrating, as long as you celebrate.